Welcome back to our series where we're getting to know some of the Equus coaches trained by the Center for Equus Coaching. But if you're new to hearing about this work, you might be asking, what is Equus Coaching? My guess is that the coaches you meet through these conversations will help you have a better understanding as they share about their work, the benefits their clients are seeing, and how their amazing horse partners help in the process. My name is Travis Stock, and I've been an Equus coach since 2013, and I'm one of the instructors for the Center for Equus Coaching. The next coach joining me is LaShonda Janae, a certified Equus coach who also offers quantum energy healing services. Another thing that might be new to many of you. Well, let's let LaShonda help us better understand her holistic approach to supporting clients. Thanks for joining me, LaShonda.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Well, let's get into Equus coaching first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the quantum energy healing stuff as we get into it. But how did you first hear about the Center for Equus Coaching?
Oh, I had an experience. So one of
Mm,
my clients was becoming an Equus coach, and she invited me to an experience. And at that time, my life was super turbulent, and I
mm.
was asking God, the universe, and all of the people, like, which way to go as far as direction, and is this true or that true? And so I was looking for that congruency already, but as she invited me, it brought even further clarity of where I was lying to myself, where I was just totally out of congruence due to life's expectations and attachments to relationships, places, and things. And so after that experience, I was like, oh my God, what is possible in bringing this into my own practice?
Mm-hmm.
This is a missing link for people to see the activation of your lies in front of you. And so it really became a really real surreal awareness of like, oh my gosh, I'm lying to myself. Can a quantum energy healer or body talker see that? Yeah. But for you to see it tangibly with this ginormous horse in front of you, you cannot deny it, because it's not
Totally.
a
No.
human. And
Uh-huh.
so it's like, it's giving me feedback of how much I am lying to myself.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the way it goes? I find that many of us find our relationships to horses in this kind of format in tumultuous times of our lives. That's definitely when I found horses.
Yeah.
I was going through probably one of the toughest seasons of my life. And then I showed up in a round pen with an Equus coach and got my first session. And I went, whoa, what was that?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I love that you're talking about that idea of congruence, because I think that's something that horses are experts at pointing out
Mhm.
when we're in congruence or when we're out of congruence,
Yeah.
when our thinking and our feeling and our actions are out of alignment. And they will highlight it. And when 1,000 pound plus animal shows you something that you're out of incongruence, it's pretty hard to deny it after
Yes. You
that.
can't go back. You can't make that up.
No, you can't. So something I know about you from having had you as a part of the program is that you weren't always that comfortable around horses, right?
Facts. Terrified.
So what made you sign up for a coach training that involves horses if you've been terrified of horses?
I know, right? It's like the the amount of impact that I received from that one session and the safety that I felt from that coach gave me the permission to say, I can
Mm,
bring this in and I am safe and I can learn something new, even when it scares me. And
yeah.
so also, I had another experience with a horse, and it was basically, I don't know how I can say this, but God gave me the direction. You will be working with horses in some format. And I thought it was really me being person that went and helped horses heal from their ailments,
Mm,
understanding what is underneath why they're getting sick. But that might be an and to this, right? So it's this and that. And so that's kind of like the invitation. And I said yes to it, which taught me something about myself of how
hmm
it takes tenacity and bravery and courage to actually, I was really terrified. And so to step into it and to trust the process and to trust my own journey inside of it is okay. You
Wow. Those are some big truths you were getting at that
know,
phase of your life.
I
You were
know.
lying to yourself and you better work with horses.
Like,
Those are some big truths. So, what was your experience going through the training from the Center for Equus Coaching to become an Equus coach? What was your experience with being somebody who was green around horses, not very comfortable towards where you are now?
trusting my leadership.
Hmm.
I mean, from the way that you all structured the program and knowing that you will have all types of experiences out there with people with horses and setting the program up to say, hey, we're going to teach you from the ground up. You're
Hmm.
here for a reason. That was heartwarming because it was like, oh, I could be safe and scared. And it's okay because they got me. So
Hmm.
having that type of support was just, it was just a no brainer. At that point, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you can do hard things because you have the support.
I'm really glad you felt that support underneath you during that. It's definitely one of our biggest goals, not just for in multiple different areas. We want people to feel support underneath them as they build their relationship to this big animal. I love that you felt the support underneath you to build that relationship and your
Mm-hmm.
confidence and your leadership with the animal. But we also like to do that with people in the coaching realm of it too. So that if you've never been a coach, you've never worked with people, that we want to start you from the ground level and help you build confidence with the support underneath you to be able to be successful as you go.
Yes, 100% effective.
I'm so glad you feel it because it's what we definitely put a lot of intention in. There are definitely people like you and me who came into this without a lot of horse experiences. And yet we both feel very confident in our relationships with them and now bringing people into their own relationship with it. We have people that have never coached somebody, never been a therapist, never been in a helping profession, and yet we can take you from the ground level up. So those are big parts of what our community is that we'll meet you where you're at,
Yes,
and we will make sure that you have the support underneath you to grow in the places that you want to grow.
absolutely experienced it and can speak into that 100% facts.
So, one of the things I've always find fascinating is all of the ways in which each one of us that do this work describe it. It's one of those things that's so much easier to experience than it is to talk about. And yet, for people to really start to understand, some people need some words behind it to get it. So, when you're talking to people about what you do as an Equus coach, how do you describe it?
I go with the, have you, the, start at the, and then go into like, when you're in doubt
Mm,
and you just can't figure it out, the horse will be able to tell you
mm,
with its just being itself if you are lying to yourself or if you're telling the truth, if you're in congruence or if you're not. It will bring clarity. Just and they're like, how? And then I go in to explain that they're herd animals, they're truth animals. They can feel into your blood pressure, your emotional state. And they will nurture it as long as you're true to it. And they will also run from you when you just when your head and your heart and your brains is just out of congruent. That's because they are truth animals. They want you to be a part of their herd. And so they come to you when you're truthful. And then I'll go
mm.
into giving an example of what I experienced at one of the on sites. And so,
Cool. You're willing to tell us that here?
oh,
Tell me
sure.
about that experience.
Sure. I was exceptionally tired and exhausted all the time because of a medical concern. And I just did not want to live anymore.
Mm,
And so it was Sasha who was my coach. And she was like, that I don't know if it was unexpected or what, but she's like, "It's okay." And the horse just kind of came up and wrapped its head around my entire body and kind of like, "I got this. You can step away a little bit." And that was like, whoa, just me being honest in that moment about how I was feeling in my current life it was just really, ah, I was like, yes, this is the medicine. This is my
Yeah.
medicine. And
Yeah.
so that's one of the stories that I would share with people because it was life changing for me. And then the
Oh,
last one of the on sites, um, I went into a complete panic attack. I don't know if you might remember that
I do.
one.
I do indeed.
Just because of what I was going through
Mm.
in my endocrine system and called menopause. And I just was tired. And Renee was my coach, and the horse just went off and just start playing or just like fell to the ground and just start rolling. And I busted out laughing and crying at the same time. That is a thing. And she was like, wow, what was that? I'm like, I have permission to play and be tired at the same time, and it's okay.
Woof. Complex human feelings. You can have both of those at the same
Of
time? Is that what
course.
you're telling me?
Just as long as you honor them,
Uh-huh.
just honor
Well,
them.
thank you for
Yeah.
sharing those examples. I think our personal experiences can teach so much to people about
Hmm.
this work that we love and that we go through because we've all been in that round pen with the horse, getting feedback from a horse, or having to express a truth that we've never expressed
Hmm.
before. And I think so many people live in the world afraid to just tell the truth of what they're feeling. And I think they do that around horses too. Like I watch new clients come in going, I'm really nervous, but I don't want that to bother the horse. I always tell people the horse isn't bothered by your anxiety. The horse is bothered by you pretending to not being anxious. That's that congruence piece that we're talking about. So as you claimed your truth in that
Hmm.
moment and said what was hard to really honor, that horse is able to come in and offer you the support that you needed in that moment
Yeah.
to not have to hold it all.
Hmm.
Beautifully. Beautiful. I love that you shared that experience. Thank you. So, hearing those makes me understand a little bit more of why you're really drawn to quantum energy healing, like holistic approaches to helping people heal, because you were going through a training that was teaching you some of the horsemanship skills and the coaching skills, but you as your system, your body was going through something that the horses maybe can't do anything about. They can't change what your endocrine system is doing. They can't take menopause away from you. And so it makes sense to me that you would have these other modalities that you would be drawn to and that you would see the value in because of your own experience. So let's hear a little bit about quantum energy healing.
Yes, goes off the basis of everything is energy. The things we speak, how we feel, and the body has its own innate wisdom to heal itself. And so if you listen and you honor that to do what it says that you need. And so inside of the medicine that I offer is the basis is a modality called Body Talk Whole Healthcare System. It's a quantum energy healing system that helps bring truth in your healing process to a whole nother level. It trusts your body's innate wisdom to heal itself and to know why. Like for example, for me, why don't I create estrogen? You know,
Mm,
and go in to try to fix it or bring the body into homeostasis or balance in the way that your body knows how to heal it, not how anybody else can think and tell you what your process of healing is. And
mm,
so that's what it does mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, because it all kind of like mushes in there together to bring out your healing. So trust in your innate wisdom to bring that holistic healing to your mind body is the sweet spot of your truth.
mm,
And so that's where, coupled with the horse work, and I brought in some of the what I've learned in just the horse and its essence itself into my work. Now that I work with clients, think of it like a horse, and I even educate the client on what does it look like, if you were a horse, and just kind of teach. If you were in the ring with a horse and you're in your ego, they would run from you. So if you were nature and you were that, in your own healing process. You will run from your own healing process
Oh, yeah.
if you don't honor how you feel, what you think, your past, your trauma, all of the things. Honor it just because it has information for your healing, that core
Mm.
deep healing. And so that quantum energy healing is that. It's just all of it all mushed together, if that makes sense.
Hey, we need it. I'm a full court press kind of guy, so I'm into mushing it all together and getting it all to make it happen. So a lot of it is helping someone else's body its own innate wisdom help it know what it needs
Mm.
to heal.
Yep.
What is your role as the sort of the person offering this service? How are you helping someone do that?
I'm observing as
Mm,
well as facilitating. So in
okay.
my training, we use left brain knowledge and right brain intuition, and we call it structured intuition during a session. And this comes together while we ask your body yes no questions through a form of biofeedback, kinesiology. And with that, your body is literally running the session, putting things, the formulas is what we call it together to. This formula is needed to help heal someone's cold or flu, or to get down to the bottom of uh, healing COVID injury. One of my clients, her hair was falling out and she was passing out while driving. 3 sessions with me, her hair started growing back and she stopped passing out. 'Cause I can't tell you what came up in her session, I have no idea, honestly. The session
Hmm.
comes in and it goes out, and then that's it, and that's kinda how I like it.
Mm,
So it's coming up with the formulas that's needed in that moment, and the body, and I believe this down to my core, will never send yourself into a healing crisis, and this is why it's called priority medicine. Your body's threshold and your innate wisdom knows what to do and when to stop. So, just like you can't really hurt yourself, you just, I mean, some people can, but that takes a
mhm.
special type of person. But it's like you won't step in front of a car in your right mind, you know. So, kind of same thing.
Yeah. What I'm hearing in that, how I'm relating to it is we, as Equus coaches, take people into experiences with a being that gives feedback based on what's playing out in the environment. And you're almost teaching and helping guide people to treat their body as a horse that has its own sensitivity, that has its own way of responding to different elements. And so it's almost like it amplifies the work we do as Equus coaches because it helps someone connect to the animal that they have with them at all times, so that they don't just get that information when they're standing there with a horse, but they get it with the animal that's with them at all moments.
Yes. So, what a
Very cool.
beautiful opportunity of awareness, right?
Mm,
For someone to experience and have the power and to know and be inspired to be like, oh, wait a minute. What if,
mm,
getting in
yeah.
tune with their own beast.
Maybe I got to get into this work. I don't know how many times I've had a client tell me after an Equus coaching experience, "Can I take this horse back with me? Can I put this horse in the overhead storage bin of the flight? Can I?"
Yeah.
They always wanting to take the horse with them, but you're actually saying you got the horse right here with you. You got the animal that knows what it needs to do and knows what truth is and what congruence is right here with you. I gotta get into this.
Yes, too. But that is what we underestimate. Like humans really underestimate their
Yeah.
power that they have within because we have
Yeah.
detached from our natural natureness, us being nature, us being that.
Yes. Yeah. It's the interesting part. We've like got this really cool part of our brain that thinks in language and story and time and is very sophisticated. And yet it's also really getting in the way and disconnecting us. Oh
It
my
does.
goodness. So you talked about the woman who was losing a lot of her hair and also passing out. What other reasons would somebody come to you for this type of energy healing?
Yeah. I have uh clients that have cancer that
Mm,
deals with arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, where their joints
yeah.
and Any chronic issue, ask me. I'll ask your body. If I'm not priority for you, your body literally will say, send this person to XYZ practitioner, to this medical doctor, to this, because your body knows, it's aware. And so anyone that is curious of what else is possible in their healing journey, to be honest.
Hmm.
I've had a lot of different types of people dealing with different types of illnesses and even mental illnesses. And this is where I'm like, because I have my own like comfort level with certain people.
Right.
This
Right.
will refer them, give them a few options for them to choose because I'm not for everybody. So, if nothing else, let me ask your body. And then if it's not a good fit, it's just not a good fit. And if you are lost in not knowing where to go, I can teach you how to ask your body.
Yeah. Well, even that's true. The right fit is true when it comes to being working with a coach or a
Yes.
therapist or anything. Like the fit needs to be right. I know a lot of people that have tried out one therapist and they just did not really vibe with that therapist. And they're like, therapy's not for me. And I'm like, it is really about the fit. And I think we as coaches also do that same thing, that we'll meet with somebody, and if it doesn't feel like the right fit, we will offer referrals to other people who offer this work that might be a better fit for them. I think that that's true of any healing modality, is there should be some conscious thought put into fit, and not just an assumption that I can work with anybody as any kind of practitioner.
Mm. And you don't want
Yeah.
to.
No, no, you definitely don't. What other kind of modalities do you use in your energy work?
And so I'm trained in body intuitive, which is similar to body talk. It pulls in a lot of the Eastern medicine.
Nice.
So inside of my practice, I have access to different type of traditional Chinese medicine, while still honoring the Western medicine because you have to honor it all.
Yeah.
Um, and so that I am a Reiki master and I medical intuitive. And so that's kind of what made Body Talks just kind of like fit like a glove because it's like brought it didn't make me feel like weird, you know. It's like,
I know there's a funny conversations, all these energy talk things. It can feel a little weird to people.
yeah, no, no, it's not weird.
Yeah.
It's really a thing.
Yeah. 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 Hey, I even think that people hear about the Equus coaching we do, and the first thing some people do is go, "What?" You and I did the same face. We've gotten that face a few times before. You do what? Heck, even the insurance companies in the beginning of us doing the work, we'd be like, so they would say, so what are you doing with horses and clients? And they were like, you're not riding them. You're not. So what are you doing? I was like, standing next to them. So it's funny that everybody has their own sort of sense of what is acceptable, normal,
Yeah.
weird, all those kinds of things. So what I love about your work is that you offer things that are part of the unseen, the energetics, the
Mhm.
intuitive, the part that's very like spirit driven or body driven, but not in a way that's tangible and that most people can see. So you can access people at that point. Then you have this also intuitive kind of energetic approach that you also bring in with 1,000-pound animal. It's pretty hard to unsee that. It's pretty tangible right there. So you've got different modalities that can reach multiple different kinds of people. And then I bet there's times where you kind of blend the two, the
Right.
Equus coaching and the intuitive stuff. So tell me about how adding Equus coaching to your already existing energy work practice, how that's benefited your work.
It's fun.
Hmm.
It's really fun when I get a client that is open to do both out there with horses
Hmm.
because I get to see how the horse is going to react to their session when we're doing energy work. And I get to see and do energy work on them while they're interacting with the horse. And to see the response of the horse, and when it's too much, the horse will let me know. It's so
Hmm.
cool.
That
Um,
is cool.
it's just so cool. Um, I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, because I'm, like, right there with the horse. My brain went back to those experiences, and so, and you can't make it
Well,
up. So I had a client. You want an example?
yeah, please.
Okay.
You read my mind.
I had a I had a client, and she was dealing with stomach issues and just wasn't feeling good. It was like an emotional thing, and she's empathic, so she was taking on some of her husband's stuff.
Mm,
Um, and so we came for an Equus coaching session. She's like, I really don't feel good. She didn't have the energy to do the coaching session next to the horse and do the things. And so I was like, it's okay. The session can happen right here outside of the ring, and we can just do energy work. So I go on to start to do energy work, and the horses came close to the us because we was not inside the ring with them. They came closer and gave awareness. And then they were doing the yawning thing or the, and so they were responding as she was releasing. As
mm,
we were bringing balance and coherence into her mind body, they were responding. And she was like, I've never felt the energy that she felt in her body coming up. It's
mm.
almost like connecting. I don't know. I don't want to add story to it. But at the same time, her stomach pain went away. And she was like, I feel like I want to get in there with the horses now. It was just
Uh-huh.
like, it was just, you just can't make this stuff up. And I don't know. You have to have an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I say to people. Like, I'll put as many words as you need to just to get you to come, but then once you get in there, it's going to make a whole lot more sense. The experience is what teaches, not the words. And I think that's so fascinating to hear a story about how you're doing energy work with a client and how the horses responded to that. And they sort of mirrored some of that relaxation, the
Mhm.
releasing of tension, the releasing of the energy that was going on by
Yeah.
yawning. And what other ways have you seen the horses respond while you're doing energy work? Have you ever seen them have a negative response to the energy work or
Mm,
feel
yes.
avoidant of it?
So when they feel that that me as the practitioner is in her mind ego and with
Mm.
an a looking for outcome or having an agenda, they don't like that.
Ooh, yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
congruent. And so that's when they run or they'll go away or they'll turn their backs to you. Like you are not in alignment
Hmm.
with what this person needs. You're off. And so, yes, thank you for bringing that up. Cause yes.
Horses are so cool that way. I've seen that even when I'm not doing energy work, but I'm coaching someone. If I like that word agenda that you brought in, because sometimes as a coach, I want something for my clients.
Mhm.
I want them to get something. I want them to have a look at something a new way because I want that for what I think my brain thinks is their best good. But I've had moments where if I get into agenda, a horse will come and place itself in between myself and the client,
Yeah.
blocking me from the client, protecting the client. And I always pay attention to moments like that as like, ooh, have I gotten up in my agenda?
Yeah.
Am I trying to guide this person too much in what I think rather than being curious about what their system needs, what their body needs, what their emotional self needs?
Mhm.
So I just love that we have this partnership that helps guide us as facilitators
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because you're doing energy
beautiful.
work.
Yeah. Okay, fair, fair. All right, fair. Call me out. Well, LaShonda, it's been so lovely to connect with you about your work, both with the horses and without them, and how you blend those two. If people wanted to find out more about your work or wanted to reach out and work out with you, how might they do that?
They can find me on all of the social platforms under the handle LaShonda Janae. And my website is www.lashondajanae.com.
Okay. I'll make sure that those are in the description of the video so that everybody can find those easily and people can reach out to you. Wholly recommended as somebody who's gotten to benefit from a session. Oh, something I didn't mention was you don't even have to be in person to do some of your work. You were able to do a session with me online over Zoom conferencing. So you don't even have to live where you live in order to be able to access your services. So that's always a good thing.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'll make sure people can find you easily.
Okay.
If you've been listening to this conversation and you're interested in this thing we call Equus Coaching, please go to our website, equuscoach.com. We have a cohort that we run every fall and one that we run every spring, where we are training people to both work with horses and work with people. Now, this is not a horse training program. We're not training you to be a horse trainer. We're training you to help people in partnership and relationship with these big, sensitive creatures. So if that's something you're finding interesting, if you're wanting to make an impact in the world, and you want to help people reconnect with their own sense of nature, their own animal right here, please go to equuscoach.com to find out more information. Thanks again, LaShonda, for joining me,
Thank you.
and we'll see everyone soon.
Thank you.